Hi, everybody. We're live. So for those of you who are wondering, we are on the Ciencia Puerto Rico page. So it's facebook.com/Ciencia PR. So CIENCIA PR. That's where you can watch this Facebook Live. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We are going to be talking about the Yale Ciencia Academy today, which is a free career development program for PhD students in biomedical and behavioral sciences. My name is Dr. Mónica Feliu Mojer. I am the program coordinator for the Yale Ciencia Academy. I am also the director of communications and science outreach for Ciencia Puerto Rico and a program manager for iBiology. Today, I have the pleasure of having the company of 4 current and former Yale Ciencia Academy fellows. So they are here to be a resource, to tell us a bit about their experience with the Yale Ciencia Academy and to answer whatever questions that you may have, those of you who are watching may have. So first, we have Dr. Leslie Diaz. She is a neuropsychology fellow at the Nicholas Children's Hospital in Miami. We also have Gabriel Gracia Maldonado, a PhD candidate in pathobiology and molecular medicine at the University of Cincinnati. We have Manny Garcia Leslie, who is a PhD candidate in health psychology at the City of University of New York. And last but not least, we have Cristina Estrada, who is a PhD candidate in experimental psychology, also at the University of Cincinnati. So Leslie and Gabriel were fellows last year, which was the first year of this program, and Manny and Cristina are fellows this year. So you'll have a variety of perspectives. They are all in different fields that represent the students that participate and can participate in our program, and also they've seen different iterations of our program. So I wanted to give you, everyone watching, I wanted to give you a brief overview of the program and what you can expect, what the main features of the program are. So I was going to share something. Let me see if it lets me. Excellent. Here we go. Just bear with me while I'll pull up my presentation. Okay, can everybody see that? Excellent. So, as I mentioned, the Yale Ciencia Academy is a career development program for PhD students who are in the biomedical and behavioral sciences. And this is a free year-long program, so it runs from January to December. And it's mostly virtual. We're actually, for most of our program meetings, we used the software that we're using to connect to Facebook Live today, which is called Zoom. And the idea behind the program is we want to empower students with a supportive peer community, a diverse network of advisors. We also provide training via workshops and other activities to help you develop leadership skills that are important for your career advancement. And then the program also features a guided science outreach opportunity to facilitate that you contribute to society, to your communities, and that you also put in practice the skills that you're learning throughout the program. Why did we create the Yale Ciencia Academy, or YCA for short? So I should say that this program was created by Ciencia Puerto Rico, which is a nonprofit that brings together people that are broadly defined interested in science in Puerto Rico, and the Yale Ciencia Initiative, which is a diversity initiative that we created Ciencia Puerto Rico created in collaboration with Yale University. And so this program is led by myself and by Dr. Giovanna Guerrero Medina, who's not here with us today, but shout out to her and all of the work that she does. So we created this program because, well, inspired by our own experiences as graduate students. I am, both Giovanna and I are scientists by training, and so some of the challenges that we're trying to address through this program, we experienced as graduate students. So you can think of it as this was the program we wish we had when we were grad students. So one of the challenges that we want to address is a general lack of role models and feelings of isolation, particularly amongst students who come from underrepresented backgrounds. And so that's why aspects of community building, networking, and mentoring are such an important part of the Yale Ciencia Academy. We also wanted to address career planning issues, to give students clarity on what they want to do, how to pursue career goals in a way that is smart, and that really is going to help you achieve those goals, and also skills development. Research training is designed to provide you with skills to do your research. It's more about the technical training, but there's other variety of skills that you need, from effective communication to negotiation to mentoring. You need a variety of skills to be a well-rounded scientist. And what this program wants to do is to give participants those skills that you may or may not learn through your research training. And so there's plenty of workshops and conversations and role models that can help you define your career and academic goals, but also develop your skills. And then lastly, it's disengagement, particularly for students that come from underrepresented backgrounds. There can be a feeling that your cultural background, your community feels disconnected from the science that you're doing. There's often, many of us feel a gap between the science that we're doing and how to make it accessible to communities and people that we care about. And that's where doing an outreach activity as part of the program comes in. So to give you a brief overview of what the program activities look like, we have peer mentoring chats, and those are meant to be safe and brave spaces to help participants discuss important issues, challenges, and concerns that relate to their graduate training. So conversations about, how to deal with a mentor that's not supportive, or how to deal with the imposter syndrome. And so these conversations are more private. So they're led by the fellows, by the students who are participating in the program. We usually invite an external facilitator just to have an additional sounding board. But these conversations are meant to be private and intimate, and to allow students to be to feel that they're in a safe space where they can speak up and perhaps talk about issues that are sensitive. We also have conversations with scientists, and so these are moderated discussions. They're like career panels where we invite successful scientists, where they talk about their career paths and how they got there, and also important milestones in graduate training like publishing and getting funded. We have workshops. Right now we have 5 different workshops in the program. And those are meant to help you, the student, develop transferable skills that are important for your career success and advancement. So we have a workshop in effective communication. We have workshops in mentoring, career planning, emotional intelligence, and mentoring. Did I get those correctly? Oh, scientific teaching. I repeated mentoring. So those are the 5 that we have. So as you can see, they're meant to give you a diversity of skills that can support your career advancement. We also have an in-person meeting. So I mentioned this is a mostly virtual program. All of our meetings are through this software called Zoom, but we do meet in person once in the program year. And we've been doing this in-person meeting at the American Association for the Advancement of Science annual meeting, the AAAS meeting. And there so we do one of the workshops, the effective communication workshop. We do this in person, when we are at AAAS. But the other goals of this in-person meeting is for fellows to get to know each other and to really start building that community of support that you're going to be a part of through the rest of the program year. Students that are selected as YCA fellows are required to attend this meeting, but all of your expenses are paid. So the Yale Ciencia Academy pays for your travel, your lodging, your meeting registration. And we do this this in-person meeting at AAAS because AAAS is a great place for career exploration and further career development, just due to the nature of the program. Maybe you recognize yourself there, Leslie. And then the final feature of the program is the science outreach activity. So at the end of the program, you're required to do, within the program year, you're required to do an outreach activity of your choosing. And that is, the purpose of this is to help you practice the skills that you've been learning through the program year, but also to help you as the participant to have social impact beyond the research that you're doing. We provide guidance in terms of what kind of activities you can do, strategies that you can use. So for those of you who are interested in outreach, but perhaps have never done outreach, if you apply to this program, don't worry, we won't let you figure it out on your own. So, eligibility to apply, you must be enrolled in a fully accredited doctoral program. You must be a U.S. citizen or permanent resident, and this is a requirement that is dictated by the NIH. You need to have, your research has to be related to biomedical or behavioral sciences. It doesn't mean that you need to be in a bio something or a behavioral something department or program. It just means that your research has to be related to this broad areas of study. And of course, we want you to be committed to your professional development. The application is fairly simple. A short online form where we collect contact information, a brief statement saying why you would benefit from participating in the program, a brief statement of interest in the outreach component. So again, you're not required to have any outreach experience, but we want to understand and learn more about why this is something that you're interested in, because it is an important part of the program. Short CV, 2-page CV or resume, a letter of recommendation from a mentor or advisor. It doesn't necessarily have to be your research advisor. And then a form signed by your research advisor supporting your participation in the program. We just want to make sure that your research advisor is aware that you're participating in this program, because it doesn't, since most of it is virtual, it doesn't take a lot of time because you don't have to go somewhere every time we meet, but it does take some time. You have to dedicate some time to your participation. So we just want to make sure that your research advisor is aware that you're doing this. And then if you want more information and to apply, you can go to cienciapr.org/YCA. And the deadline to apply is November 10th, so you still have a bit of time to go ahead and apply for this program. All right, so I'm gonna stop talking now, and I will ask our participants to share. And the first question that I have for them is, why did you apply to this program? And I'll start with you, Leslie. Oh, you're muted.
Okay, yeah.
There we go.
Okay, first of all, when I first heard about the program, I didn't have much idea about what was it, but it's everything there. A good thing about the program is that everything is really organized and you can find everything really easily, and that's good. But the first thing that I was interested when I submitted my application, it was about the program development, the professional development. I'm a psych major. I'm psychology. I'm a PhD, so we do research, but we don't really have that much. I don't know. Let me see how you say it. Input from a lot of sources about how to do your research, how to communicate with other scientists, and that's something that I saw in this program, and that was the first thing that for what I submitted an application in the first place.
Excellent. Mani.
Yes, I met some people from the first cohort at another leadership training, Science Alliance leadership training, and I'm very interested in developing leadership skills. So they told me you have to go to YCA. It's coming out soon. I actually met 3 people that insisted that I join, and then I read about it, and it fit exactly the kind of things that I'm interested in: science communication, leadership. Also, I wanted to connect with people from Puerto Rico that were researchers because I'm not in Puerto Rico, and so I feel removed from my culture quite a bit. And so I thought it was a great opportunity to do a lot of things at the same time that were important to me.
Good. Gabriel, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
My bad. So when I first looking for it, like Leslie said, it was the first year, so it wasn't really sure. Like there was nothing that you could say, oh, so this is how the program is. So it was kind of like exploratory kind of program, at least for me. But I was sort of looking at that point when I'm in my training. I was looking to learn about new careers, like aside from the academic side, in the biomedical field. And I felt that having that connection that this is done by PhDs, people that are in universities, people that they do this all the time, sort of gave me confidence that I would get a really good training. Also, I wanted to connect, like Manny said, with other PhD students from Puerto Rico that were outside here in the States as well, so we can have sort of that networking process with them. And also I wanted to improve certain skills for me to make me a better candidate for whatever career I choose once I finish this, although it could be academic side or any other career. So that was the main 3 reasons that I decided to apply.
Cool. Cristina.
So I actually met Monica at the Society for Neuroscience conference last year, and I talked to her about just common issues that graduate students experience. For me, it was having a struggle with getting along with my advisor at the time. And she was really supportive, and then she talked about the YCA program and everything that it has to offer and how much I would benefit from it, but also by joining, other students could benefit from just even discussing my experience with that. I also really love the idea of expanding my network with other PhD students, and especially Latinos, and the outreach aspect of it and the guidance. And also Monica's really awesome, and Giovanna, so pretty lucky there.
Oh, thank you. We love this program. So, I think it's, what I hear from all of you is that, there was an interest in 2 big things: career development, learning about careers that you can pursue, but also networking and community aspects. And those are really at the core of what the Yale Ciencia Academy is. I should say, although, yes, this was created by Ciencia Puerto Rico, and so there's a lot of people that are from Puerto Rico affiliated with the program, either those who run the program or participants in the program. This is not just for Puerto Ricans. Everybody's welcome. And Cristina, you can speak probably to that aspect. And also something that I was reminded as you were speaking, Cristina, is that it doesn't matter what stage of training you are in. Cristina, for example, when we met at a conference, she told me, oh, I'm finishing up, and so I don't know if I should apply for this. It doesn't matter. If you are a PhD student or a PhD candidate, it doesn't matter. As long as you're part of a PhD or a doctoral, it doesn't just have to be a PhD program. You could be a PsyD student, you can be an MD PhD student, DVM PhD student, You can be doing a PhD in public health. So as long as you're part of a doctoral program, it doesn't matter what stage you're in. As long as you're part of that program, when you apply, we actually have had participants in the program that have defended their thesis while participating in the program, and they still have benefited. So that's something that I wanted to mention. And some of you have already started alluding to this, but I wanted to ask you, how have you benefited from being a Yale Ciencia fellow? And I'll start with you, Gabriel.
Sure. So for me, I benefited first of having that network of students for support. That was, I think, very, very big. And after the AAAS meeting, we put together in a WhatsApp group, and we sort of have everybody in, and every time somebody needs some sort of support or help or anything, everybody sort of chips in and give you that sort of warmth. I don't know how to describe it, like sort of feeling that you have people that care about you for all over the United States and Puerto Rico. Also, I learned many skills that I really didn't thought about, because my experience here is that they don't teach you this sort of soft skills of presentation, time management, networking, and all of this. This I feel like it's not part of many graduate programs. Like they figure out that you just learn it by just experience the whole process, which is not necessarily true. Also hearing from scientists from different careers was very eye-opening, and learning how they did the whole process of, from grad school, their struggles, what did they do, how do they solve their problems, sort of helped a lot, and sort of made me sort of wanted to sort of imitate or emulate some of their approaches to solving some of this problems as I deal with my struggles and problems through my PhD training. So I would say that's sort of what I benefited the most.
Great, thank you for sharing. Manny.
I think the best thing that's happened is that I feel like I can bring myself fully to my science, and I've never felt like that before. And most of all, I was in a conversation with you, Monica, where you gave me that little phrase, go forth and set fire to the world. And usually I'm told that I'm distracted and that I'm like too many things and I don't have direction, and I get tired of hearing that because this is who I am. And so meeting you, meeting Giovanna, and seeing that people are able to channel their passions into their science. And it doesn't mean they're not scientists. And it doesn't mean that they're doing the same thing everybody else is doing. They're doing it their own way. And they are also Latino, and they can bring that to and be proud of that, and there's a place for that. They don't have to hush and be like everyone else. It's the first time in my life that I feel like I'm fully able to just be me. And so, I mean, that's a huge gift in every way. And that comes with the friends also. It's just, we can talk about things that I don't get to talk about with anybody in the program that I'm in, because I'm the only one that's like myself in the program. And so, yeah, it's a massive benefit in addition to my life and quality of life.
Thank you, Manny. Leslie. Oh, you're muted.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, for me, I have to say that I was kind of hooked up with this transferable skills concept when I first heard. You always hear about those, but you never try to develop or try to engage more on that. So for me, these were like science values, small things that you need to learn to make your life easier and to be more competitive and to be able to learn more about what you do, about what others do, to be more open-minded, and it's for me, they were like, these small values that you have to learn, and you have to be pretty sure that you have those before doing anything else. So I think that was the best way I benefit from this program.
Christina.
So I feel like Gabe, Manny, and Leslie just really covered a lot, but I think from my perspective, the first thing that really stuck out was the in-person meeting and hearing everyone's personal stories. We were forced to present our work. Thank you, Boyd, by the way. But we were forced to present our work in such a way where we first communicated our passions. And with that, we were able to communicate why we did the research that we did. And that made a huge impact because I saw everyone differently in that room. Every single person in that room was amazing to me. And then I saw myself that way, and I was like, wow, this is actually, I'm part of this group of people that we're going to do amazing things, and we're like family now. And we're very supportive of each other. So that was really beautiful. And from that experience, I actually was able to create this assignment in my class that I teach, psychobiology, where I have the students write about their personal experiences and personal ties to the research topic, and then they get technical, which I've had many students thank me for it and really appreciate this assignment, because if you have a passion for science, then you're going to put more effort into it, and it just makes it so much better than if it's a forced assignment. So I feel like that was one of the biggest things that I took away from this program. But on top of it, there's so much more that this program has to offer, aside from just making wonderful friends and people that I hope to keep in touch with for the rest of my life and throughout my career. Also, learning how to network and meeting other people in different aspects of their career, hearing their side of the story, and learning from that has been very, very helpful. Also, just the guidance that is provided for developing our own outreach project. It's kind of like a first step towards where I want to go. So.
Excellent. Thank you, everybody, for sharing. That just makes me so happy to hear all those wonderful things. Yeah, I mean, I think, obviously it's a career development program. So there's a lot of that. You'll have a lot of activities that are geared towards helping you gain skills and gain clarity towards your goals and how to reach them. But I think something that is really important for us is this element of community, and it's this element of empowerment. We really want to empower our fellows to succeed and to be their whole selves and their best selves in whatever it is that they decide to do in their careers, whether it is in academia or outside of academia. This is a program for anybody who is in their path to become an independent scientist. It's not just for people who are interested in one career path versus the other. And so we welcome that diversity of perspectives and of interest, because it makes our program that much better to have people from all these different institutions, but also to have a variety of career and professional interests. We really feel that makes our program very unique and strong. And so I want to follow kind of this line and ask each of you, what's been your favorite activity in the program? And I'll start with you, Christina.
I really benefited from the professional skills assessment test that we had to take and evaluation, because, and I know that it was provided also by AAAS, but it was very much guided. So it helped me kind of figure out what type of careers that I could look into. And then we also had like a follow-up meeting with either Monica or Giovanna to discuss our IDPs, which, even though most programs force you to do that with your mentor, it's really nice to have other people to discuss it with. And it did open my eyes to see all the opportunities that actually are available to me that I didn't think before I took this or participated in this program was available. So.
Excellent. So for those of you who've never heard about an IDP, it's an individual development plan, and it's a career development tool that helps you define your career goals and academic goals, and provides a structure to help you reach those goals. And it's a central part of the program. We do a workshop on it. We use it as a tool. And as Cristina has mentioned, we do provide support by having individual conversations with participants to help them achieve their goals. Let's see, Leslie.
I have to say that I really enjoy to be able to participate in these small activities with a lot of purpose. I think that was awesome. I really enjoyed the IDP. In my university, we don't really have to do it, so I have no idea what was that about, and it helped me a lot. I was ending my doctoral degree at that moment, and it really helped me a lot to being able to conceptualize what I had, what I need to go forward, and what I needed to continue to be where I wanted to be. And I have to say that helped me a lot. But actually, my favorite activity was community outreach, because there is where you actually see all these things that we know about science. There's where you actually see how you can use it and how can you transform people's life. You don't have to transform always people within the scientific community. We always try to impress everyone with our papers, with our results and everything. And we kind of forgot, we have to say we forgot about the general community. And this program helped me to figure out ways to help the community with the things that we know and we learn. So this comes by with a transferable skills thing, and how you can become able to actually help everyone. And the community outreach project was the best thing to put those things in practice.
Excellent. Money.
I loved AAAS, and that was my favorite activity until I did the community outreach. Also was really just amazing experience for me. And that goes to the conversation that we had where, I had this really big idea and you were just like, go for it, do it. And I hosted my own symposium and I work with the deaf community. So I got deaf artists to donate work that fit the research study I was talking about. I had speakers, I had a panel, I had breakout groups. There was over 150 people there. The tickets sold out. It's just I felt like I was at a big nerd party for me that I threw. And it was well attended and people are still talking about it now. I just met someone yesterday who heard about it. So in terms of career, it really put me on the map in the community that I want to serve. And it really gave me a chance to practice talking about my work on my own terms, which felt really good. I was the one running it, so I could do what I wanted and test out my ideas. And people responded really well. I also got really good feedback. And it gave me a lot of confidence that I have a unique place in this community. And also as a scientist, I have something to contribute that no one else can. And so it was just mind-blowing. I'm still riding the high off of that event. And there's a lot of media coming in still that people took and so forth, and a lot of follow-up activity. So I would have never been that brave or crazy or both to do something like that if I didn't have the support from this, from you specifically, Monica, but from the program in particular. So it was wonderful.
Great. Gabriel.
So I would have to say, as Manny said, the AAAS meeting, and I especially liked that workshop in which we had to break down our research and sort of talk it out like it was an interview in a news program. And that was, to me, was eye-opening because it's something we get so involved in our research. We don't think about how to communicate our research in a way that and somebody who is not maybe a trained scientist can understand that and can appreciate what we're doing. So that made me realize that I had to still had a lot to work on and with those skills. And then it was great to figure that out so early on in the program, because then everything else throughout the program was really I benefited from it, because it helped me be able to tell my story to everybody else. Also, I enjoyed very much our sort of meeting with everybody, in which we discuss some of the issues we go through as graduate students and how to deal, especially people that are in the United States, dealing with that kind of isolation, that sort of make you feel like, okay, I'm not alone in feeling in this. Like, because sometimes you feel like nobody understands what you're going through, because you may be the only Latin person or Latino in your program, or one of very few. And I enjoyed that, just that feeling of say, okay, so I'm not the only one feeling like this. I can reach to them and they can understand what I'm going through, and we can sort of have a conversation and share our experience and grow together as a group. I would say that was sort of the most favorite one, because it's like we are from completely different fields, but we share the same experience. Everything is like, oh, your PI is like that, oh my gosh, I cannot believe it. And it was so it was super fun just to share stories and connect that way.
Very cool. That's one of my favorite things, mainly because I get to meet everybody in person, and so it's a great way to get the program year started. My next question is related to the previous one. Well, I'm hoping that you've gotten many valuable lessons from participating in the program, but if you had to choose one, what would be your most valuable lesson? And I'm going to ask Manny to share first, because I know he has to run in a few minutes. And so, Manny, why don't you go ahead?
It's going to kind of repeat what I said before, but it's okay to be yourself. It's okay to be yourself and do this work. And not only is it okay, I think it's essential to do that. And all of the speakers that we've had have emphasized that. You and Giovanna, by your examples, have exemplified that. I have often felt like I have to sacrifice a part of who I am just to survive in this environment. And that's not why we're here. We're here to change the environment, because the environment needs us. And that's okay, and it's okay to be proud of that. It's an important lesson in so many ways. So it stands out to me very much. Yeah, and I'm sorry that I have to go.
No, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your insights. He has to run to an important meeting, and that's part of being a grad student. You have 20 balls in the air. So thank you, Manny, for being with us today. Let's see, Cristina.
Okay. So an important lesson that I think I got from this program, I realized that I needed to look out and seek out for more mentorship than just from my advisor. And I know that it's sometimes hard to develop a relationship with someone, but I realized that there are many different aspects of our career that can be fulfilled by different people. You can't expect your advisor to fulfill all of your professional development type needs and academic. So yeah, the program really forced me to realize that, and since then it's kind of made me seek out other mentors, and I've acquired a few now, and it's been very, very helpful. So yeah.
Awesome. Leslie.
For me, I have to say to throw yourself out there. Ask questions, write that email, dare to meet that person that you admire, person that you follow. Make sure that you're surrounded with the people, with the tools, with the support you need to do what you want to do. I think that was the the best thing that I learned from this program, that you have to do it. You have to throw yourself there and you have to make it happen.
Good. Gabriel.
So I agree with Leslie. I would say I learned that cultivating friends and throwing yourself out there to network and meeting people and getting surrounded by the right people that are best for you, your research, and your future is one of them, if not the most, one of the most important things that you could do just to promote yourself and move forward. If you isolate yourself, then you probably won't get very, very far. And that is something that many people struggle with. And I think this program sort of really push you to do that and sort of try to have that, how do you say, culture of, okay, I don't know you, but here's my name. This is what I do. What do you do? And then try to connect and make sure that you make good relations with people and maintain those over the time. And the other thing that I was gonna say is that something that it was also very it was very part of the program is that sense of like nobody is giving you anything. Like everybody that is here is because they work very hard for it and never sort of feel like you are less than anybody else and you have accomplished a lot and this is by our own merit and nobody gave us anything. So that's also another valuable lesson that I take out of this.
Cool. Yeah, it's again, it's all about empowerment. We will push you, but we will also empower you to gain the skills that you need to advance your career. So we're almost done. We have about 10 more minutes to go. I wanted to remind those of you watching to ask your questions. You can ask your questions on the comments below. And while you do that, I see a couple of questions, but if you have questions that are burning, like while you type those, I want to ask our participants in the panel, why do you think that grad students should think and be proactive about their career development? And what would you say to those who are watching and are thinking about applying? And let's see, let's start with Leslie.
Well, at this point, I don't really think you have an option. You have to be proactive. When you're a graduate student, you are consistently working on developing, on shaping your career. At that point, you can't rely on what others can teach you. You have to start. You should have start working about in what you want and building every step to become what you want to be. So, I think graduate students should not be proactive. They have to be proactive, and this is one of the many ways you can do it.
Great. Gabriel.
I would say this is so as Leslie said, once you get into your research and you start doing it, you sort of put yourself in this box of, okay, I just want to focus on my research. I want to get this done. And it's sometimes very hard to think about the future. And I would say it's never too early or too late to start thinking about what to do next and what will be your next step in your career. And the earliest you start, the better, because you can then try to educate yourself and trying to figure out, okay, I'm interested in this topic. What careers are involved in that? And then once you learn that, you can figure out, well, who do I need to meet? Who do I need to talk to that could, tell me more about it? What, other things that what classes would be beneficial later on for that career? And I think that these programs, if you can really start as early as possible in your career, and then keep track of it and make sure that you follow their advice, you make your IDP and follow all of their. This could be an amazing tool into moving you the way that you really want to, and avoiding a lot of the struggle that a lot of graduate students go through once they reach their last year and they're about to graduate and they're like, okay, so what now? What about my life now? And I feel like this program really gets you out there and try to solve some of those struggles that happens to many of us.
Thank you, Cristina.
Yeah, I agree with what Gabe was saying. But also, it's like he said, it's never too late. So, I mean, if you're in your last year and you're about to graduate, it's definitely beneficial. So, if you're in your last year and you still want to apply and you're still hesitating, I think it's definitely worth your time. So that's the last bit I have to say.
Okay, so I wanted to answer some of the questions that were great getting through Facebook Live. Let's see. Stephanie Lee Silva. Hi, Stephanie. I remember you from SACNAS. Should we apply in our last year or any year doing our PhD program? As you've heard from panelists, you can apply at any point. As long as you are enrolled in a doctoral program, you can apply at any point. I think you can benefit no matter the stage that you are in. So it doesn't matter if you're a few months away from defending or you're just starting your program or anywhere in between. I think anybody can benefit from this program. We typically have fellows that are everywhere on the training spectrum. We have people that are first years and we have people that are in their last year. I'm not going to mention a number because I know that's taboo. So, you can apply at any stage in your training. And the neat thing is because we have people that are in every stage, basically we have all the variety of stages of training represented. That means that you're going to have people that if you're early in your training, you're going to have people that are later in their training that you can learn from. If you're towards the end of your training and you're going to do a postdoc or you're going into an administrative job that's going to work with graduate students, you can get insights to what it's like to help and work with students that are training in their earlier stages. And so it doesn't matter at what stage you are, as long as you can, you meet the minimum eligibility requirements. You don't need to be in a particular year of your training. Let's see.
I wanted to say to complement what you said, and also all these conversations are recorded, and all of the meetings with the scientists and all the workshops. So if you may think that in that moment, a certain workshop was maybe a little bit too advanced, like maybe you're not there, you can always, next year or whenever you get into it, go back to it, listen to it and refresh all of it and sort of apply it to your career later on whenever you need to. So that's why I say the earliest, the better. But if you're in your last year, you can also benefit greatly from it.
Thank you. Yes, I co-sign everything you've said. Let's see. We have another question from Jelisa. Hi, Jelisa. I hope you're pronouncing your name correctly. Do you need to submit a 2-page CV? Yes, you do. That's one of the requirements for the application. It has to be a CV or a resume. But we want to keep it short because we really want you to highlight the things that are relevant to this program. So if you go to cienciapr.org/YCA, you'll see more details of what we have, suggestions to what you should include in that CV or resume. We really want you to highlight your research experience, your leadership experience. We want you to highlight the experiences that you've had that show that you are a competitive candidate for this program. But yes, that is a requirement. And then Jelisa's second question is, do you have to choose one activity in the science outreach component of the program? You have to do at least one. You can do 20 if you want, but that's probably not going to be great for your workload. But yeah, you have to choose at least one, and we do provide a lot of guidelines and support program staff as well as other fellows are available to discuss ideas, also to work together. Your outreach program, you don't have to do it on your own. You can do it with other fellows that are participating at the same time in the program. And you don't have to choose the activity when you're applying. We'll guide you through that process. Once you're accepted into the program, we will guide you through the process of, giving you guidance as to what does this mean to do the science outreach activity, helping you think about what kinds of activities you can do, strategies that you can use, and then when you'll have to complete the activity by. So you'll be supported throughout your participation in doing this. Let's see, do we have any more questions? I don't see any more questions on the Facebook Live. So in the few minutes that we have, I wanted to ask our panelists, is there anything else that you want to say to potential applicants, to people that are watching that we haven't talked about? And you can speak up, whoever's ready.
So I was going to say, I think the program really gave me more, provided me a little bit of motivation in terms of doing outreach things. For example, now, while I was in the program, I was sort of starting to make the chapter for SACNAS, and now we have a more established chapter, and we're doing more outreach activities here in the university. We're trying to build up the student base for the program, for the chapter. Also, it made me take many different opportunities. For example, in about 2-3 weeks, I'm about to leave for France for 9 months as part of my PhD and do some work over there. And I never thought that I would do this by myself. But after doing the program, I felt like I should take every opportunity I get and make the best out of it. And I think hopefully everything will be fine. I don't know. I'm still scared, but
everything will be great.
Hopefully.
Yes,
trying to learn some French.
Just own it. Everything will be great.
Yes. So I think the program really provided me that confidence also to make these decisions and move forward in my career.
Great. Anything that you want to add, Leslie or Cristina?
Yes, I think that it's important that we have people from every stage in the program, because everyone's learning from everyone in sort of way. And one good thing about the program is that even though you have a specific task to complete at certain time or something, you are able to complete those tasks depending on your level, on what you're doing, on your research, on everything. So you can actually have an active role in managing to get the most benefit of the program. Doesn't matter what level you are or what you're doing. So it's structured, but it's really flexible. So it's good.
And I think that this program provides tremendous value. I think it's really important that I have connected with so many incredible people. So like I've said already, like to me, that is probably one of the most valuable things that I've taken from this program, is connecting with everybody in my cohort, but also like it's a growing network. So you will have access to other fellows from the YCA program. If you have any questions, if you find another fellow, you look through their profiles and you're just like, that person seems to be in a similar career path as I am, then you have that person in your network. And most likely, if you reach out, they're going to be more than likely happy to help you out. So that's a huge benefit.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Well, that's all the time we have. I want to thank Cristina, Gabriel, Leslie, and Manny for being part of this conversation today. Thank you to everybody who watched. I wanted to, again, invite you to check out our website. So it's cienciapr.org/YCA. You can find the application there. You can find all of the information that you need about, all right, I'm showing you on the screen, all of the information that you need about eligibility, about the application process, about what the program entails. You will also find our email. If you have any questions, the program email, you can feel free to reach out to us with your questions. So thank you again to you guys for participating, to everybody for watching and for your questions. And we look forward to seeing a lot of applications after this. So thank you again, everybody, and have a great day.